everybody, this is Tracy here with another edition of A View from Tracy's Point, and this will be a correction video thanks to Texas Black Diamond Marmun, M-A-R-M-U-N, and Janie Lee for refreshing my memory. You guys know I've been covering this case since 2019, and when I first started covering it was after Surviving Lies. And then I was talking more about the Chicago case, and I came across an article written by a guy named Josh Levin with Slate.com. And he told us who these people were, but I had totally forgotten that. And I remember Yul Brown in the article, and I remembered Damon Pryor in the article. And so I just pegged them as individuals B and individual C. And so after those three individuals said, no, girl, you got it wrong, I went back through all of my notes and found that article. And we are about to talk about who individual B and individual C are. Okay, so this article that I was talking about that I pulled a few years ago, it was written by Josh Levine of a website called The Slate, and he was talking about, he was actually covering the 2008 case, and he talked about how it would have been virtually impossible for them to have doctored this video that was shown in the case that was the subject of the 2008 trial. And he goes into detail as to how a video forensics expert pointed out that it would have taken like 44 years of unstoppable work in order to have manufactured this video. And he basically stated that the video was legit. And so then he goes into talking about Lisa Van Allen and her ex-boyfriend, Damon Pryor, and the new boyfriend who was Yul Brown. And so actually the reason Damon Pryor is always in my mind is because Damon Pryor was the one that was going to testify saying that Lisa and Yul were scamming and that they had actually gotten these other guys to create this fake video. So let me go ahead and jump into this article after they talk about the fact that the video wasn't altered. So it says, all is not lost for the defense. Mere hours before Kelly's former mistress, Lisa Van Allen, was set to testify that she had a threesome with the singer and the alleged victim. A surprise witness, Van Allen's ex-beau, Damon Pryor, came forward and claimed he could discredit her. In court this morning, State's Attorney Shauna Boliker argues that Pryor shouldn't be allowed to testify once the defense starts its case, as everything he would say is unreliable hearsay. In a deposition taken last week, Pryor said that Van Allen once told him that the alleged tape was actually created by two gentlemen from Kansas City named Chuck and Keith. And remember in the video last night, I kept saying, now who was from Kansas City? So I should have caught it then when the whole Kansas City thing came up. And then it says, heretofore unknown Wayans brothers, as a scheme to extort Kelly. Judge Vincent Gahn denies the prosecution's motion to exclude Pryor's potential testimony. It's not hearsay, he says, if Pryor is impeaching Van Allen's testimony, and it's up to the jury to decide if he's credible. So before the jury has a chance to formulate an opinion, Defense attorney Sam Adams Sr. stipulates that his surprise witness is quote-unquote a con man. As he cross-examines Van Allen, who did finally take the stand on Monday, Adams Sr. asks if she's aware of Pryor's many aliases: Omar Reeves, Michael Russell, Basil Muhammad, Toole, and Jamel Carolina, a handle that Pryor perhaps conjured with the help of the Ron Mexico name generator. Adams Sr. also inquires if Van Allen knew that Pryor had two social security numbers, that he had been convicted of federal bank fraud, and that he had previously pulled the surprise witness stunt in a case that sounds even weirder than this one, that of a black nationalist cult leader known as the Green One and or Imperial Grand Potentate Noble Reverend Dr. Malachi Z. York, 33/720. The Great One was eventually convicted of molestation. Why is the defense trashing its own guy? In the hope that some of that trash sticks to Van Allen, who's shaping up to be the state star witness. Under direct examination, Van Allen, wearing a low-cut for criminal court black baby doll dress that billows over her 4 months pregnant belly, says she met Kelly in 1997 or 1998. And so everybody's always saying that Lisa keeps going back and forth about her age. But here it states that even back in 2008, she wasn't sure when she met him. She said it was either 1997 or 1998. But she does claim that she was 17, and so she would have been 17. Lisa's birth in both years, because her birthday is in June, so on the second half of 97 she would have been 17, and on the first half of 98 she would have been 17. But Lisa claimed that she met him on the set of the Home Alone video, and I think it has long been determined that that video was recorded in November of 98. So we know she was 18 when she met him. So it goes on to say that, so during the shoot for his Home Alone video, Kelly's cousin Blackie sidled over and said that the singer wanted to meet her. A few moments later, they were having sex in his trailer. Within the year, Van Allen had found gainful employment as the woman who stimulates intercourse with Kelly during his stage show. So around the end of 1998, Van Allen says Kelly brought her to the log cabin to meet the alleged victim, a girl he claimed was 16. If they did in fact meet in 1998, then the person who we know as Rishona would not have been 16. So Kelly placed his co-stars by the hot tub, set up his camera, and filmed them all doing the do. About a year later, they had another threesome, this time on a futon mattress propped on the floor of Kelly's Space Jam themed basketball court. Van Allen claims that this time she started to cry. "I didn't want to do it," she says, choking out the words through evocative tears. Kelly didn't take her crying jag well, she says. He got upset and said that he couldn't watch that he couldn't do anything with that. He packed up everything and left. And there we have Kelly's first law of filming, conquest. So that would have been when in 99 would have been the first filming, and that would be key because people keep wanting to use these two lower numbers when in fact it was not those lower numbers. So the second law of filming your conquest: never leave your tapes unattended. According to Van Allen, he carried a duffel bag of the videos everywhere, to the gym, to the studio, on music video shoots, and I would never be able to understand that. But Van Allen is a boon for the prosecution, not just because of her firsthand account of dalliance between Kelly and Rishona. She's also the only witness who claims knowledge of the pair's faces and torsos. Another blow to the little man defense. Van Allen says she recognizes the person on the tape because of her breasts back then. "I felt they were much bigger than mine." Okay. Now, this is interesting because didn't Rashona say in the documents that we read that there was hundreds of times and it was filmed hundreds of times, and that the people that are identified as individuals 5 and 6 were also a part of some of these recordings, or did I mess that up too? But anyway, so it goes on. Like, this is a long article. I am not going to read. Well, I'll go ahead and read all of it, because some of y'all may have never seen this article before. So it says, for all of this seemingly devastating testimony, I'm guessing the prosecution wishes they never called Van Allen. Adam Sr., who looks like Ed Asner, dresses like he's colorblind, and talks like a crusty old sea captain, doesn't bother to refute the alleged threesomes. A wise gamut when your client's latest album, Double Up, is an extended paean to the virtues of three-way sex. Just as the attorney painted former protege Stephanie Sparkle Edwards as a delusional extortionist, the defense harps on Van Allen's motive and credibility. It's a winning strategy. By the end of the afternoon, her carnal knowledge of the alleged victim recedes from memory, replaced by a long list of accusations from Adam Sr. that seem less crazy the more you hear Van Allen talk. That she made herself cry on the stand, stole Kelly's $20,000 diamond-encrusted Rolex, conspired to extort money from the singer, offered to change her testimony for cash, and has a thing for men who've been convicted of federal bank fraud. Van Allen's fiance Yul Brown, like one-time paramour Damon Friar, has been convicted of federal fraud charges, and for what it's worth, Brown is wearing the most amazing outfit I've ever seen, an iridescent blue-green 5-button suit that shifts color every time he takes a step, sort of like a hybrid between a hypercolor t-shirt and a magic eye puzzle. So counter to Pryor's deposition, Van Allen denies that she ever said anything about Chuck and Keith in Kansas City, making the tape at issue in this trial, or that her part of the scheme was to use her relationship with Kelly to extort a few millions from the R&B star. The Chuck and Keith theory might sound completely insane, except for the fact that Van Allen admits that she went to Kelly just last year with an offer to help him quote-unquote recover a different tape, one of the threesome videos featuring her, Kelly, and Rashona. She says that Kelly offered to pay $250,000 for the assistance of Lisa Van Allen's tape recovery services. Whom did she recover the tape from? One Keith Merle of Kansas City. And how did he get the tape? Lisa Van Allen Thievery Services Incorporated. This guy writing this article got jokes, okay? So Van Allen admits that she's the one who originally swiped the threesome tape from Kelly. Don't forget the second law of filming your conquest. Though Adam Sr. strangely doesn't ask how the tape got to Kansas City. Muir eventually came to Chicago with the tape, she says, and they watched it in a hotel room with a handful of Robert's people. The singer's accountant then gave Van Allen and Kansas City Keith $20,000 apiece. The tape has never been seen again until now. 14 years later, the tape has resurfaced. So, of course, Adam Sr. is on somewhat thin ice. He's establishing Van Allen's extortionate ways, but he's doing so by foregrounding another tape of Kelly having sex with Rashona, with only the words of an admitted con man to connect her to any sort of tomfoolery with the tape at issue here. Van Allen might be an extortionist, a fake crier. Her defiant tone under cross-examination and a regular habit of laughing at Adam Sr.'s questions suggests that she might not be so broken up after her past sexual liaisons, a thief she admits to stealing the Rolex from Kelly's hotel room. And an opportunist who sees this trial as a get-out-of-jail-free card, she received immunity from the state's attorney and U.S. attorney for any crime she might have committed. But though Van Allen, the state's last witness, didn't come close to sealing the deal for the prosecution, she was painted a portrait of Kelly as a prolific auteur of homemade porn. As the defense gets set to make its case, members of the jury must ponder whether they think it's more likely that Kelly, the Wayans brothers, Ray Harryhausen, or Keith from Kansas City made that video, or perhaps it's the mysterious Chuck who will reveal this trial's biggest secret. He is, after all, the namesake of the pastor's secret gay lover entrapped in the closet. Could Chuck be having an affair with Keith, with R. Kelly, with Ewell Brown, and his hypercolor suit? Tune in tomorrow. Okay, guys, so that was an article that was written back during the 2008 trial by a writer for Slate.com by the name of, I told you his name earlier, Josh Levin. And so I just wanted to do this video to let you guys know that I'm not completely crazy and delusional. But I do forget some of this stuff because I have been talking about this trial for three years now. And now that we've gone back to the Chicago case, that stuff is way back in 2019 when I first started covering this topic. And so now my memory is afresh thanks to Texas Black Diamond. And I want to shout out the other person that told me, because I pinned their comment at the top of my last video. Marmun, Marmun, thanks for correcting me. And then also Janie Lee, who also talked about the Chuck guy. Thank you guys for correcting me and letting me know that I had gotten the names mixed up. So that's it for me, guys. Go ahead, leave your comments below, rate the video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And until the next time, I shall talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.